story begins in a small, quiet town where a young boy lived a life of comfort and ease, yet also one of laziness. Every morning, while the sun rose and birds chirped, he would stay in bed, hitting the snooze button over and over, convinced that he had all the time in the world. His room was messy, his school bag often left unattended, and homework was either half done or completely ignored. Despite repeated reminders from his father, who was patient yet firm, the boy laughed off the advice, believing that life would always wait for him. He spent hours playing games, watching shows, or simply daydreaming, thinking that important things could always be done tomorrow. His friends often invited him to study or participate in activities, but he preferred idleness, finding comfort in temporary pleasures rather than thinking about the future. At school, his careless habits started to show consequences. Assignments were submitted late, and sometimes not at all. Teachers would call out his name, pointing to the unfinished work, while he would awkwardly smile or make excuses. He didn't yet understand that these small moments were shaping his future. Meanwhile, his classmates, especially his close friend who was diligent and disciplined, were slowly moving ahead, learning, growing, and achieving small victories every day. The boy watched from a distance, feeling a vague sense of discomfort but dismissing it with laughter or denial. He didn't see that his wasted time was slowly closing doors for him, while others were seizing opportunities he didn't even notice. Back at home, the father's concern grew. He would gently remind the boy about the value of time, sharing small stories from his own life about missed chances and hard-earned lessons. He explained that life rewards those who respect time, those who use it wisely, and those who act consistently rather than waiting for luck. Yet the boy ignored these lessons, feeling invincible in his carefree world. Even when minor opportunities slipped away, like losing a small school competition or being late to a friend's gathering, he shrugged it off. But these small setbacks began to accumulate, and the first seeds of regret quietly settled in his heart. The turning point in this section isn't dramatic yet, it is subtle, showing the contrast between the boy's laziness and the disciplined efforts of others around him. Scenes depict his friend proudly holding a certificate, finishing tasks on time, or learning a new skill, while the boy lounges idly, realizing that he is slowly falling behind. The emotional impact here is carefully built. The audience begins to feel a mix of empathy for the boy's innocence, frustration at his repeated mistakes, and concern for the lost potential that they can relate to. The narration emphasizes that time is slipping away unnoticed, every wasted hour shaping a future that could have been brighter. By the end of this section, the conflict is clearly established. The boy's comfort and laziness are in direct opposition to the opportunities and achievements surrounding him. The audience can see the early consequences of his choices, even though he is still unaware. This setup primes viewers for the transformation that is about to unfold, making them emotionally invested in his journey. They begin to wonder whether he will realize the importance of time before it's too late, creating anticipation and curiosity for what comes next. The storytelling is simple, clear, and easy to follow, ensuring that ESL learners can understand the cause and effect of his actions and feel motivated to reflect on their own habits. The turning point in the boy's life comes unexpectedly, but it is powerful enough to shake him out of his careless habits. One day, he misses an important opportunity, perhaps failing a test he had ignored studying for, or losing a chance to participate in a school competition he had been dreaming about. The disappointment hits him harder than he expected. For the first time, he feels the weight of his wasted time and the consequences of his laziness. Sitting alone in his room, he recalls his father's earlier advice and stories about time, and slowly, the truth begins to sink in. He realizes that time is not endless, that every moment he wastes is a chance he will never get back. This moment of self-awareness is emotional and relatable, triggering empathy and reflection in the audience. The boy's transformation begins with small but deliberate steps. He starts by organizing his daily routine, waking up earlier, and dedicating focused time to his studies. At first, the tasks feel difficult, and old habits tempt him to revert to idleness. But he remembers the regret he felt from missing past opportunities and uses it as motivation to continue. His friend, who has always been disciplined, notices the change and supports him, celebrating small achievements together. The father observes the progress with quiet pride, offering encouragement and sharing practical tips for staying consistent. Each small action reinforces the lesson: change is possible, but it requires effort, consistency, and awareness. As the days go by, the boy's confidence grows. Tasks that once seemed overwhelming now feel manageable, and he begins to experience the satisfaction that comes from accomplishment. Whether it's completing homework on time, participating in a school activity, or helping someone at home, each positive action builds momentum. The storytelling emphasizes this transformation with vivid, simple examples that viewers can relate to: waking up early, preparing for a test, or finishing a small project. The emotional impact here is uplifting. The audience feels hope, pride, and inspiration, realizing that even small changes can create meaningful results. By the end of this journey, the boy has fully embraced the value of time. He understands that life rewards those who act wisely and consistently. The narration reinforces the moral lesson clearly: time is a precious resource, and every moment matters. The story closes with a reflective yet motivational tone, showing the boy looking forward, planning his future, and making choices that align with his goals. The audience is encouraged to apply the lesson in their own lives, to stop procrastinating, and to start acting today. The emotional and motivational power of this section lies in its relatability and clarity. Viewers see themselves in the boy's struggle, feel the weight of missed chances, and are inspired by his transformation. The story demonstrates that change is possible at any moment if one becomes aware, takes responsibility, and starts small. By showing the journey from laziness to mindfulness, from missed opportunities to deliberate action, the narrative instills a sense of hope and empowerment. The audience leaves with a clear takeaway: valuing time is not just about being productive, it is about shaping a life filled with purpose, achievement, and fulfillment. The transformation is complete, and the boy's story becomes a mirror for viewers, reminding them that the power to change and use time wisely is always in their hands.